This episode is brought to you in part by the National Restaurant Association.
Welcome to another episode of On Foodable, where we are covering the National Restaurant Show here in Chicago. You know, we're doing some interesting things with the National Restaurant Association. These are special reports talking about some of the four cornerstones of the industry, and ProStart is one of them. Chef Greg, thanks so much for you, your team, and teacher Diana to come to the set today. It's great to have you guys all on here. First, before we get started, I want to learn a little about you, Chef. Kind of how'd you get in the business? Where'd you come from?
I took an alternate career track. Got a business degree and had no interest in being in the industry. One of my first clients as an advertising agent was a restaurant. They hired me, and I've been in it for 30 years.
So you were kind of got bitten by the culinary bug.
Absolutely, bitten and never got away.
I love that.
It's been great ever since. So I've worked in restaurants and healthcare and everything since.
Great. And Diana, you of course are the teacher of these great students here. Where are you from? Kind of tell us a little about how you got involved in ProStart.
Well, I was a high school culinary student. I was actually a ProStart student right when it was first coming out in the 90s. And went off to culinary school, went off and got my teaching license, and kind of just, you know, worked in the business, and then came back, and I've been here for, 13 years now.
Great. You know, ProStart is a very critical piece in the strategy of the National Restaurant Association itself. Chef, if you could share with us a little bit about kind of how ProStart works for a lot of people that maybe don't know about it.
Sure. The ProStart program is an initiative of the National Restaurant Association Educational Foundation.
Right.
So it is the purpose is to integrate the industry and the classroom, to find those skills that the industry wants and start getting the students at the high school level the basic fundamentals to be successful in the industry. And with the restaurant industry being the second largest employer in the country, these are where a lot of the jobs are.
Yeah.
And we want to get the students basic fundamentals, but not only in the culinary arts. A lot of the programs that are out there focus on cooking and food, which is very important.
Sure.
But as we know, to be successful in this industry, you need to know the rest of the story.
Yeah.
You need to know the management essentials and how to do food costing and purchasing, how to do human resources, how to do marketing and menu design, and that's also an integral part of our program.
Interesting.
So the students are not only learning the basic culinary skills, they're also getting the fundamentals of management skills at the same time.
I love it, I love it. So you guys, of course, are all prodigies of this lady.
Yes.
This is amazing. So tell us a little bit about kind of what was your vision of getting into the business? You know, what got you into ProStart?
Well, I always knew that I wanted to become a chef since I was younger, and I knew that our school offered a student-run restaurant, and that was something I was really looking forward to all my high school years. So I just decided that I would just have the guts to do it for my senior year.
I love it. What about you guys?
Well, actually, my junior year, I took our Culinary 1 class, which is also run by the NRAEF program. And I was baking cookies for our Christmas cookie box. And I went down to our restaurant that is school run and student run. And I just met Miss Diana Woodward, and she was absolutely wonderful. Just the way she ran her classroom, it was really inspiring.
Great.
Actually, I had no interest in culinary until this year. I took this class because my best friend was taking it in his senior year, so thought it sounded fun. Thought it wasn't going to be a lot of work. Was dead wrong about that. It was actually one of the most difficult classes I've taken in high school, but I actually found like a passion for it and realized you could do this as a career. So
very nice. That's great. You want to add something?
I was also in the Culinary 1 class. I was in Miss Woodward's class, and it was our baking unit. We were baking cakes, and I made a really, really, really awesome cake. And she was like, "You need to join my Culinary 2 class," and so that's when I did it.
So your destiny is a pastry chef, maybe.
Yes.
Yes. I love that. Great. Chef, you know, when you look at bright students like this, that's got to be one of those things that just energizes you on helping the industry move forward with that. Let's talk about the kind of the career track of ProStart and what opportunities are there for students like this.
Yeah, and you see students like this in what Chef Diana does, and this is why we do what we do.
Yeah.
The career tracks in the restaurant industry are just incredible. We're currently in over 1,700 schools across the country. with almost 100,000 students doing
wow.
a program. So we're more than just a program that people see occasionally. We're becoming a trend. And one of the things that is so cool about the restaurant industry and the hospitality industry is we are not just, and I like to say we're not getting these kids ready for a job in a restaurant. We are preparing them for a career in the industry.
Right.
And so all of the fun career tracks that are out there, not only just pastry chefs and restaurant managers, but research and development and food marketing and food science, all of those great things that are out there that we're giving the students the fundamentals to be ready to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Diana, when you start seeing students like this get interested in ProStart, what are some of the things that you see from them when they first get going that kind of, you know, they come to you and they what are their visions? What are the ones that, you got a savory chef, you got a pastry chef, are they really wanting to get into maybe restaurant management or own a restaurant? What do you think is the hot topic there?
Oh, the interests really, you know, go across the board, and there's a wide spectrum. And so that's kind of one of the best parts about ProStart is if it's even remotely related to hospitality, culinary food services, there is a vital and valid career available for them. So we've got some students who have really grasped onto the concept of the micro garden and the micro greenhouse and the food to fork initiative. And so they're really studying, you know, hydroponic and hydroculture and aquaculture and, you know, micro garden things. We've got some students who are really into nutrition and the new, you know, the increasing need for allergen friendly and nutritionally sound menu items. And so they're really grasping that. And then we've always got our classic pastry chefs and our chefs. And then we also have people who really, they love the concept of restaurants and they love the idea of being a chef, but the cooking is just not what they want to do. And what they want to do is be everyone's boss and be the manager and be the organizer and the brain behind it. And so the management facets of ProStart are just like, they just set them up for success in that.
That's amazing. You know, sometimes you forget just how broad the industry is with all of the interest areas of the students coming out and what you guys are focusing on. If someone's wanting to get started as a student in ProStart, how easy is it? How hard is it? You know,
it's very easy. If they contact their state restaurant association, if they're a student, they can tell them where the ProStart schools are in their area.
Okay.
But normally, if they just contact their high school, they can tell if they have the ProStart program. And with 2,000 programs almost across the country, that we're in 48 states right now.
That's amazing.
So they're pretty much everywhere.
A lot of impressive numbers there. You know, when you think about what Chef Greg is talking about in terms of just that first step, you know, what do you do to motivate these guys? Or do they come to you already pre-motivated?
You know, every year our group is different. Every year our group is, you know, and every student has a different need. And so what we really try to do is see what it is that every single student needs and wants and what's missing for them. And then the best part about programs like this that are career-based and real-life-based programs is we can fill that. We can fill that gap and we can, you know, kind of find ways that people who are from all different backgrounds can kind of unite. Because, you know, who can't unite behind food?
Right.
You know, and making people happy.
Absolutely. That's the passion of the culinary industry. Great to see you guys here on the stage today. Thank you so much for stopping in on this episode of On Foodable. Make sure and check us out here on more exciting episodes right here at the National Restaurant Association show on Foodable. We'll see you on the next episode.